I'm Julia, along with Karen, who is in for Julia this week, and Matt Stayward, who is in for Chuck.
Yeah, I mean, I have to know if we get paid today because, you know, you have to know how to plan your weekend if you're going to the movies, if you're going out, or if this weather will keep us in the house this weekend.
I think it may.
But if it's payday, you feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah, it can rain all at once if it's payday.
Yes. But we are watching some severe weather that we have to keep an eye on.
Yes, tonight.
Okay.
From 10 o'clock tonight until 3 a.m., we could have some windstorms. Not that we need more severe weather. This is our last round.
Okay.
This is the last one, so that's some good news. Promise for the next week or so.
Okay.
So that's good news. I do want to cover some of these confirmations, and then our very own Anna Chalker will go through, especially the Brownsburg and Carmel tornadoes for you specifically. Now, the surveys continue. We are not done, and not all of these confirmations are complete yet. But we do have complete confirmations out towards Terre Haute, northern Indiana, and southern Indiana. National Weather Service still has a lot of work to do in Brownsburg and Carmel, and then they're also headed towards Madison and Delaware counties later today. So 2 EF tornadoes in western Indiana, just outside of Terre Haute. Same storm just dropped 2 different tornadoes, crossed the Wabash and dropped down another one into Park County. Then we head into Brownsburg. We have EF2 damage confirmed, but the whole tornado hasn't been confirmed necessarily from a point of, you know, where did it start, where did it end? But we did have an EF2 in Hendricks County. We had an EF1 in Hamilton County. Right now, it's hard to say if they were connected. We think it might have cycled, picked up, and then dropped back down in Carmel. But at least EF1 damage has been confirmed in Carmel. Once we have the path where it started and ended, we'll let you know. Then we head south into Lawrence County, into southeastern Monroe County. A brief EF0 was confirmed there just outside of Heltonville. And then we have that EF1 towards Marshall County. But Madison and Delaware counties, that's where the National Weather Service crews are headed next because of all the damage that you guys have and the travel advisory that we have out there too. Rain out there this morning, but coming up, we're going to time out storms. In the meantime, I do want to touch on some of the road impacts due to the severe weather that we've had recently and the rainfall. So right now this morning, we have some light rain in Bloomington. But I tell you what, a lot of these rivers and creeks, they are high, and they're going to get even higher as we get into the weekend. They're not instantly high just after the rain falls. They really get high 2 or 3 days later, and we already have road closures. At least through tonight, State Road 1 is closed between State Road 28, that's at Farmland, and then headed north to the Ridgeville area, State Road 32. And then it's closed again at Red Key all the way through Pennville. So State Road 18 to State Road 67. Here's 67, here's 18. So we've got closures out there. We've got Lafayette Road closed between Traders Lane all the way to 71st Street. That's due to storm damage still on the roads. Those power poles, those lines, they're still down there past the salt station there by 71st Street. So give yourself a little extra time if you have to use Lafayette Road. You may want to take 465 and go around to 86 and 71st in order to get to that northeast end of Brownsburg. Julia?
All right, thank you, Matt. Developing at 6 this morning, Metro Police are investigating a shooting involving a juvenile on the city's northeast side.
Yeah, this happened just before 3 a.m. and this is a look at the scene right now. Here's what we know from police so far. It happened on Park Forest Court near North Arlington and East 46th. Investigators located a juvenile at the scene, and EMS later rushed that person to a hospital.
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of people, or some people in our society, who don't really respect life, and they're quick to take permanent measures to temporary problems, and that's unfortunate. And tonight it wasn't handled correctly.
Police are interviewing several people at the scene, and they say they do not have any suspects at this time.
Well, this morning we have learned the name of the one person that was killed in the storms overnight Wednesday. We are told that deputies found 27-year-old Nathan Merritt on the ground near a car. Investigators believe that Merritt hit the power lines that he ran into and then came in contact with them when he got out of his car. Right now, we know at least 5 tornadoes have been confirmed after severe storms swept through central Indiana Wednesday night.
Right now, countless people, they are stepping up to help in these cleanup efforts. We know one of the hardest hit areas was Brownsburg, where the National Weather Service confirms an EF2 tornado touched down there.
Let's get to Anna Chalker, who is in studio this morning after seeing a lot of this damage firsthand yesterday. How is the community coming together during this time, Anna?
Well, ladies, they were out as soon as the sun got up yesterday, and you know, they tell our crews they were thankful no one was hurt in their areas, but they're still heartbroken at what they lost. So I want to show you some of this damage. This is from homes, businesses, warehouses, and even family farms that were damaged Wednesday night. And you can see here in the Branches neighborhood, dozens of homes that will now need new roofs. And neighbors, they say they were out all day Thursday working around that debris. And one of the businesses hit in this area was called Kids Planet. The owner tells us on a typical day they serve several families, and now they're unsure of when they'll be able to reopen. And a neighbor says it was hard to see how many people here in Brownsburg were affected by this storm.
It's hard. It's mind-blowing. I feel I wouldn't want nobody to go through this, nobody. So you can imagine when people go through stuff like this, you can imagine what they feel and how they lose everything. But your life is spared, but you just think about anything can be taken in the twinkling of an eye.
You know, just true heartbreak there. And, you know, she also told us it was encouraging to see how many people stepped up in her neighborhood to help the ones in need. And like we've been saying all morning, Brownsburg was not the only city hit by a tornado. So at 6:30, we'll take you a little up north to Carmel to look at the damage over there.
All right, Anna Chalker, thanks so much. I know you've been on the scene too, covering all of this damage, and we're so thankful that everyone is okay.
For sure.
Yeah, and for a lot of people that don't have a place to stay this morning, a Red Cross shelter is now open for those impacted by the severe weather. This is at the Pittsboro United Methodist Church on Main Street in Pittsboro in Hendricks County.
And the Red Cross shelters are open 24 hours a day. You don't need an ID, but you are urged to bring personal items like bedding or any extra clothing, even medications.
Well, Governor Braun is activating the Indiana National Guard to help with storm recovery across the state.
And one of the big problems is downed power lines. Thousands of people are still without power. Here's a look at the latest numbers.
So at last check, AES is reporting about 6,000 customers without power. And of course, workers are still working to get everyone back online as quickly as they can. So be patient if you're out and about and you're maybe driving behind one of those trucks.
And while we can always expect to see the best in people after a night like the one we just had earlier this week, it's important to be cautious. Now, we were in Carmel, where the NWS National Weather Service confirmed an EF1 tornado touched down there. Carmel Mayor Sue Finkum declared a state of local disaster emergency for the next 7 days. And the storm has sparked an emergency Carmel City Council meeting. Carmel Dispatch got hundreds of calls showing the kind of need that's out there. And city leaders say if someone knocks on your door offering to help, you want to make sure that person is legit. So in Carmel, there's a permitting process and background check required for people doing door-to-door sales. City leaders just want to make sure that people are working with reputable companies.
And these storms bringing out a range of emotions from so many people impacted. We talked with one farmer northwest of Muncie who told us he never expected weather like what he saw on Wednesday night. He says his son had farm equipment that was stored in a barn that was taken out by the storms. He is grateful that no one was hurt, but now the cleanup starts. He was out there yesterday helping his son try and clear debris and start what will likely be a very long restoration process. And with heavy rain and storms expected today and even Saturday, we want to make sure that you're ready.
So make sure that you download WTHR Plus to follow live Doppler 13 radar. We stream in-depth forecasts, and you can watch our extended weather coverage. You can download that on your TV and stream for free.
It is 6:08. Some of the other top stories that we're following. This morning, we're working to learn more after a man was found dead inside of a U-Haul van. This was on the city's east side. Police received this call just before 7:30 last night. They tell us that that man died at the scene along Washington Street near State Avenue. They believe that man was targeted. We're now working to learn what may have led up to that shooting and if police can pass along any suspect information. If you have any helpful info that could help investigators, you're urged to call IMPD or Crime Stoppers directly.
This morning, we are working to see if a 17-year-old is facing charges in connection with an armed robbery on the city's east side. Police say after the arrest, they found this handgun equipped with a machine gun conversion device and a second handgun reportedly stolen from a woman at a gas station. Investigators say a woman told them that she had been robbed near Pendleton Pike and Shaitland Avenue. Police found the suspect a short time later. That suspect, that 17-year-old, is facing multiple preliminary charges.